Hi, and it is Friday late evening for me. If it's Friday late evening for you or Friday for you, I hope you have a great weekend. Otherwise, I hope you have a great week. And this is my little bag that I sewed today. I was watching a video by Andrea at Sewspire, and I had this bag in my head for a while that I wanted to make this summer. And as I watched her sew her bag that she was making, this small press lock bag, I thought, okay, this is actually I can make this bag. It's cute. Her bag was cute. And I just have to make a few modifications and it's going to work for what I want to do this summer, and I'll be able to check off that one thing off my list. So her bag was taller. I added an extra pocket on the back with zippered, and I'll show that to you. So I did make some changes to it. I do want to show you. So it has a strap. It is crossbody, long enough to be crossbody, also over the shoulder, obviously, if it's crossbody, because it is adjustable. I can actually adjust it down enough so that I can wear it like a belt and actually wear the purse around my waist as a, I don't know, waist bag? I don't know what you would call it. I guess not a waist bag. That sounds like trash. But a hip bag. There we go. And so I did make a lot of mistakes while I was making it. The first one I made was that usually when I make a pattern, when I'm doing a pattern or adjusting a pattern, I will actually draw it out on a piece of paper and think it really through. I don't really worry about drafting it in fabric or in by using paper, putting it together in paper, because I have a lot of scraps to get through. Not scraps, but I have a huge stash, so I don't worry about. I'm not going to make a huge mistake that I can't adjust by ripping and fixing. So I don't draft patterns that way. I just draw them out. And I just got a little lazy and went, oh yeah, this dimension sounds like it'll work. Anyway, so it did work, but it was a little tight, and so there were some things that I would do different. When I made the strap, I started doing, so I used the method that I learned from Andrea to do a strap. So you take your width of your fabric, you fold it in half, and you press it, and then you open it back up, and then you fold your raw edges into the middle, into your press line, and then you fold it in half, and then you sew. But I knew that these would be exposed here, and I wanted to lessen the bulk. Plus, I didn't want to add a lot of length to this because I only had so much fabric. I could have, but then I would have wasted. So I did it a little bit differently. So I went ahead and I did all the folding, but on the last step, instead of folding it on this one, you fold it in and you go like this. Once you do this, you fold it back the other way. So it's like that. And then when you have it like that, you sew across. So you can, oops, sorry, getting the camera. You sew across here. And then when you flip it back in, you get a nice, of course I've done this, I want to rip this out so it's not great, but you get a nice finished edge here, and then you can sew your seams down that. And it's less bulky. So what I was doing with these was I would bring it in and I would roll it under and then sew across it so it would hide the raw edges. But this way my raw edges are hidden and there's not as much bulk. And I don't have to use as much fabric because, like I said, I did not want to add a lot to this. I did add a piece to it, but it was a very short piece. There, you can see it right there. Oops, sorry. You can see it right there. So I just added a really short piece. So I was trying to do what I could to save the length, although I didn't really need it, but better to be safe than sorry. So one of the main goals I had, the bag I had in my head, was that I wanted to have a vinyl pocket, a zippered vinyl pocket. So I did add that to this bag, and that was another one of the mistakes that I made. I started off with a 7-inch width of fabric, but I used a 6-inch zipper and I put tabs on the ends. You can barely see it right there. There's a tab. And what I should have done is used a much longer zipper and cut off this metal piece because it really got in the way of, it was too bulky and too thick. It got in the way of my presser foot. And same thing on this side. You can still see the metal there. I had to worry about that while I was sewing, and you actually can't even see at all that there's a tab on that side. So I think I would go with a longer zipper So this is a 6-inch, and so I can completely cut that off. And although in this case I could have cut it off and then put the tabs a little longer. So at any rate, I know that the next time I do this, I'm going to make sure to cut the metal pieces off the ends, no matter what length zipper I use. And it will be less bulky for when I'm sewing, and my presser foot hopefully wouldn't get in the way. I also didn't measure this vinyl, so it's all a little crookedy, but it came out too tall. I had to rip it and cut it and do it again. So the back, this isn't added, this vinyl pocket, it is zippered. It's added to the back. You zip it open and and this was because what I want to put in this, I want to make sure I have it, always have stuff with me, and so when I use it, I want to make sure that I've replaced it, so I can just do a quick flip and glance and see that it's in there, and I want to make sure that it's secured, so it's got a zipper. So I also have a slip pocket back here because what I'm going to put in here, I don't care if I lose it, but I do want to have a place for it. So I have that, and so I did put the press lock on. I could have put it a little bit lower, but I wanted to have it so that it would open all the way, or so that I have that full length there, the full width there. But I could put it a little lower. It looks a little too, like here, so you can see it's gappy. And again, that's partially because I cut this the wrong way. This should have gone on this way, and it would have fit better, but I didn't want to waste any fabric, and it's just for me. So I have this key, which Andrea did in her video. I usually don't. I usually just do a loop like this one and slap on a fake carabiner like hook. But I thought it was cute, and I have them, so I'm like, oh, I'm going to add that, and that is kind of cute. And I have this loop because I'm going to use one of the fake carabiners, and I'm going to use it to attach my gloves to the bag so that when I go to scoop things up and grab them, I won't hopefully forget my gloves, which is what I think I'm going to forget, or I'll grab my gloves and I won't forget my bag. The main thing, too, is I wanted to make sure my sunglasses, this isn't my sunglasses, these are my sewing glasses, but that my sunglasses would fit in here, so I keep an extra pair for in here because you got to have your sunglasses if you're going to be outside, and I'm going to have this bag outside with me. Also, let's see, I still have some of this fabric I have left, and enough that I might make a zipper pouch, because I can also make a zipper pouch with a tabby on it and hook it in here, and since it is kind of gappy at the top, thanks to me putting the flap on the wrong way, I can have that zipper pouch in there, keep my small stuff secure, and it would attach with this to make it even extra secure, and I don't have to worry about it falling out. So that is my, wow, if you use a pretty enough fabric, a lot of your mistakes don't show up unless you point them out to people bag. And I think I'm going to stop pointing out all the mistakes I made. And there it is. Check off another list for the things I wanted to sew this summer, because it's a pretty long list, and I'm not even halfway through it, and I keep adding to it because it's just cool to sew. And there it is. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching. Bye.